Hi, Adam Munich here.
And I'm Anthony Novelli.
Today, discover a wonderful new iPhone app, hear the scoop on Insidious 2, and get the weather and sports later on.
At Chaminade, we stand out in all aspects of academics. We also have a great fine art program. Not to mention, our sports teams are out of this world. Come to Chaminade, it's a fit for all.
In St. Louis news, a man has created an iPhone app called Baseball Card Pro that revolutionized baseball cards. You can take a photo of someone and add your own caption, where you can then share them on Facebook or by email. On national news, Monday morning around 8:20 Eastern Time, a gunman entered the Washington, D.C. Naval Yard and opened fire inside the cafeteria, killing 12. The suspect, 34-year-old Aaron Alexis, was killed in a shootout with police, where he wounded 2 civilians and 1 police officer. The shooting took place less than 4 miles away from the White House and 2 miles away from the Capitol building. Here at Chaminade, the Parent Phonathon started on Tuesday night. The Phonathon provides tuition assistance for a third of the kids here at Chaminade. Now we go to Novelli with his review on Insidious 2.
For all you moviegoers out there, every now and then I go out and see a movie and report back to you what I thought of the film. This weekend, I went and saw the horrifying Insidious Chapter 2. I thought this movie was great, and if you like scary movies, then you'll love this one. They used a variety of different camera angles and certain techniques used to scare people that I've never seen before, and I believe that is what made this movie unique among other scary movies. Before you go out and see this movie, you must see the original Insidious first. The movie picks up right where the first one left off, and throughout the movie, there are times when the director connects certain instances back to the first movie. So it will benefit you greatly to see the first one first. This movie was rated a 7.3 out of 10 by IMDb, a 41 on Metascore, and Rotten Tomatoes critics gave it a 38%, while Rotten Tomatoes users gave it a 71%. As a fan of scary movies, this one is at the top of my list, and it is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. And personally, I give it a perfect 10 out of 10. I enjoyed it that much. However, if you go and see Insidious Chapter 2, make sure that you bring a friend with you. It is not a movie that you would want to see alone. This has been the movie review. Now, we'll go to Adam Munich with weather.
Now with the weather. Today we have a high of 91 and a low of 70. Scattered thunderstorms, 40% chance of rain. Wind south-southwest at 9 miles per hour. Tomorrow, high of 80, low of 54. Scattered thunderstorms, 40% chance of rain. Wind west at 9 miles per hour. On Saturday, high of 75, low of 49. Partly cloudy, 10% chance of rain. Wind north at 5 miles per hour. On Sunday, high of 74, low of 50, sunny, 5% chance of rain. Wind northeast at 6 miles per hour. That's all for the weather. Back to you, Anthony. But first, a word from our sponsors.
The St. Louis Zoo. We have furry creatures, wet ones, cute ones, and not so cute ones. Not to mention the smelly ones. St. Louis Zoo. Animals always. And now for sports. There was a lot going on this weekend in the world of sports. Not only St. Louis sports, but Chaminade sports as well. This Sunday, the Rams traveled to Atlanta to take on Matt Ryan and the Falcons. After the half, the Falcons led the Rams by a score of 24-3, with touchdowns scored by Julio Jones, Asi Umenyiora, and former St. Louis Rams Steven Jackson. Despite a fourth-quarter tear from quarterback Sam Bradford, the Rams fell short to the Falcons, losing by a score of 31-24. Despite the loss, rookie Tavon Austin got his first NFL career touchdown. We hope to see much more out of him in the future. After the loss, the Rams are now even with a 1-1 record. The Blues kicked off their preseason Sunday evening against the Dallas Stars. They won in shootouts by a score of 6-5. The Blues are looking forward to another great season, and I think the rest of St. Louis is as well. As the playoff race for the MLB heats up, the Cardinals remain at the top of the NL Central by 2 games over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Due to their series win over the Mariners by a game score of 2-1, the Cards are currently in a 4-game series with the Rockies, and they are leading that series 2-1. With only a few games left in the regular season, I'm sure we're all in for some classic Redbird entertainment. This weekend was full of Chaminade athletics. The varsity soccer team traveled to Connecticut and Massachusetts to kick off their first games against non-Missouri teams. On Saturday, the team played South Kent, and despite a goal from Ryan Ebert, the Devils lost by a score of 3-1. On Sunday, they went up against Berkshire, and won that game by a score of 1-0. The goal was scored by our very own cameraman, Kenny Massa. Well done, Kenny. In addition to soccer, on Saturday, the Chaminade football team traveled to Southwest Missouri to take on the top-ranked Fort Zumwalt West Jaguars. After the first half, Fort Zumwalt led by a score of 14-6. At the beginning of the second half, Chaminade began to lose its footing and fell to the Jaguars by a score of 48-14, ruining the Red Devils' perfect season. I caught up with Grant Byrne to talk with him about the game.
I'm here with varsity free safety and wide receiver Grant Byrne.
Howdy.
Grant, how did the game against Fort Zumwalt West go Saturday?
It went really well the first quarter. Actually, we went into halftime, I believe, 14-6. We came out a little tired in the second half, and we just weren't making tackles, and eventually it led to more touchdowns. We ended up losing 48-14. We returned one kickoff, probably about 80 yards, set up another score. That was in the second half. But overall, we kind of just collapsed in the second half, and that's all I can really say.
I'm sorry to hear about the loss. Who do you got this week?
This week we're playing DeSmet at DeSmet, probably 7 o'clock on Friday night. So you should be there. It's going to be white out.
All right. All right.
Grant, Chaminade is supporting you and the team all the way. Good luck this Friday against DeSmet. That's it for sports. I'm Anthony Novelli. You're the people, and this was the news. Have a good day.